What's going on, party people? It's your friendly neighborhood youth pastor, and we're in a series called Origin. It's all about justice. This is part one of a two-part video with the title, Heroes Care for the People in Front of Them. You ready? Here we go. So what is a superhero's main job? Is it to battle strangely dressed villains? Is it to model the latest trends in latex? Ooh. Is it to show off their superpowers? I don't have any. Or is it to accidentally destroy a bunch of buildings? Superheroes do a little bit of all those things. But if we were to talk about one thing that all superheroes have in common, it's this. Superheroes help people. We're in a series about heroes fighting for justice. Superheroes help people, but I have some good news for you. You don't need a cape or superpowers to help people. Check out this clip about a superhero from our church and what she's been doing. Cornerstone's COVID Community Support Fund and our community Facebook page were created to address needs brought about by the COVID pandemic, as well as to encourage our community. We address 5 key areas of need: frontline workers, human trafficking, homelessness, special needs, and care for our neighborhoods. This is a video of Bethany Nolson, one of the superheroes from our church. With the Frontline Workers, for example, they've provided meals for 687 staff members at long-term care homes and seniors residents in Markham, as well as 13 deliveries of snacks and drinks, over 10,000 items. The Cornerstone community has also written 565 thank you notes that are being delivered to staff teams with the snacks. And that's just Frontline Workers. Check out the description part of the video to see what else we've been doing and how you can get involved. When we hear a story like this, we're often so inspired. It's so amazing to see someone that's so heroic. But Bethany didn't go out and save the world. She started out by helping the people that were right in front of her. Jesus, of course, did save the entire world, but that's not all he did. He showed heroic love and kindness to specific people, and then he told us to do the same. On the night before Jesus was arrested and convicted, here's a conversation that he had with his disciples. Hey, where'd I get this Bible from? So we're going to look at John chapter 13, verses 1 to 17 together. Want to hit? Here I go. It was just before the Passover festival. Jesus knew that the hour had come for him to leave this world and go to the Father. Having loved his own who were in the world, he loved them to the end. The evening meal was in progress, and the devil had already prompted Judas, the son of Simon Iscariot, to betray Jesus. Jesus knew that the Father had put all things under his power, and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal, took off his outer clothing, and wrapped a towel around his waist. After that, he poured water in a basin and began to wash his disciples' feet, drying them with a towel that was wrapped around them. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part in me." "Then, Lord," Simon Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." Jesus answered, "Those who have had a bath need only to wash their feet. Their whole body is clean, and you are clean, though not every one of you." For he knew who was going to betray him, and that was why he said not everyone was clean. When he had finished washing their feet, he put on his clothes and returned to his place. "Do you understand what I have done for you?" he asked them. "You call me teacher and Lord, and rightly so, for that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a master greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." We'll stop there. This moment would be revolutionary for a couple of reasons. Number one, the disciples' feet would be disgusting. They have open-toe sandals. They're walking on the dirt, dusty feet. They're stepping on animal poo-poo. So, their feet aren't the most sanitary feet. And that's what Jesus is washing. Number two, They would never expect the rabbi, like their leader, to stoop to the level of a servant and to wash their feet. So it's a total role reversal, and that's what Jesus is trying to show them, that the last should be first and the first should be last. He's trying to show them humility, and he's trying to show them to serve. Another thing is the fact that Jesus even washed Judas's feet. Even though Judas was going to betray him, Jesus still loved him. Jesus still served him. You want to talk about injustice? You want to talk about heroic? If you want to know what God is like, look at Jesus. Washing the disciples' feet was Jesus' way of caring for them, loving them, and modeling what he wanted them to do. Just before he went and did his greatest act of love, dying on the cross for us, he showed them a smaller act of love, serving each other, serving the person right in front of you. So now what? What does God want us to do about it? God wants us to look around. So what does this look like for us? Do we have to walk around washing people's smelly, nasty feet like Jesus did? Or do we have to be like Bethany? Do we go downtown and feed the homeless? Actually, it's quite easy. Wherever you are, be aware of the needs that are around you, knowing that they may be small and hard to see. Jesus once asked his disciples, "Don't you have eyes to see? Don't you have ears to hear?" And I often wonder, when we miss the small needs of the people who are right in front of us, I wonder if Jesus says that to us too. Here are a few ways you can see more clearly. You can smile at someone who's alone. Don't be creepy about it. You can surprise someone by asking how their day is going. You can give someone something they need, like your coat or your gloves on a cold day. You can give them a pen. You can give them a meal. You can ask someone a question about themselves and then really listen out for their answer. You can pay attention to how others are feeling. If you see someone hurt or angry, you can ask if you can make them feel better. And you might just, help them laugh. You might give them advice, or you can just simply sit and be with them. How can you pay attention to every season that you're in? Right now, at the taping of this video, we're in this pandemic called COVID-19. So there are many people who have lost someone close to them. There are many people who have lost the chance to graduate or celebrate their birthday or a significant milestone. So how can you support people in that grieving process? Or, there's this racial tension that's bubbling right now. So how can we sympathize and listen and understand what's going on in the world? Our main point for today is that heroes care for the people in front of them. Heroes care for the people in front of them. We just looked at a small example of sacrifice that Jesus did. In our next video, we're going to look at a much bigger sacrifice. That's it for today, though. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. See you next time.